Welcome to Keith and the Girl. I'm Keith Malley. Today's guest, brand new to Keith and the Girl. I think you're going to dig him, but we'll see. You never know. Zach Lennon. How are you, Zach?
Oh, it's actually Zach Lennon-Simon. I'm
Now
a
explain
hyphenated
that to me.
baby. I will. My parents got married in 1985, and my mom is Dr. Lennon. My dad is Mr. Simon, and they are from a generation of this kind of brand of feminism of like we're not going to have like the woman inherit the man's name, but we are going to form our own unit, and then it's my sister and myself as Lennon Simons.
Okay. And it was their idea, the parents' idea.
Yeah, to hyphenate the names.
Okay. So, like, when I left off the Simon by accident, that's offensive to your father, right?
Yeah, and my mom. I don't know about offensive. I mean, I've put up with this my whole life, like a lot of SAT forms or Delaney cards, if you remember those from the school days.
Okay.
Um, they don't have enough room, or a teacher would be like, Mr. Lennon. I'd be like, it's actually Mr. Lennon Simon, and they'd be like, what are you fancy? I'm like, no, anyone can do it.
Right.
Anyone can have a last name.
The way people complain about pronouns nowadays was the people that seemed to be something in your generation. You had to be like, oh, great, he's a hyphen. I got to deal with this now.
That's a really good point. I guess maybe, yeah, that's probably what set me up to be super easy and on board with being a trans ally
Right. You can understand.
is me being like, it's just a name, just get with it. It's not
Right.
that weird.
And now, and we have your buddy here with us. He's the opposite. He doesn't respect his family in any way. He's going by
No.
Ian only. Hey, Ian, how you doing?
Hey, yeah, 1985, my parents said, you know what? We're not doing a last name.
Don't reference us. Don't bring us into it.
My teacher would be like, Ian, what? And I'd be like, he's like, you think you're fancy? And I'm like, no.
You think you're Bono? Ian
Yeah,
thinks
yeah.
he's
Actually,
Bono over
I
here?
do think I'm Bono.
Well,
Oh.
Yeah.
so Ian said, "Hey, if you don't mind, I'm not gonna. If we're doing video, especially, I don't want to use my last name because I'm out there looking for work."
Hmm.
Um,
Need some health
so
insurance.
what controversial shit you think you're gonna say today?
Uh,
What do you have
railing,
planned? Like,
railing against the health insurance industry.
okay, and talking about unions, for example, maybe a new
Oh,
job doesn't
sure.
want to hear about that right away.
Yeah, I mean, Zach's more of the union expert, but yeah, definitely talking about that stuff. Maybe, yeah, talking about some frustration with corporate work and corporate jobs and this whole I everything. It all sucks. So just anger spewing out of me as you can feel right now. I'm so angry.
It's
So
look
clearly angry.
well, looking for work is so frustrating, and it feels even a little demeaning, or you feel like less
Mhm.
than because you're handing your resume, you're
Yeah.
like, here's why I think I'm a person.
Hmm.
And then you got to play the dumb game. What's your 5 year plan to take over your job? No, I didn't mean it like that. I meant just to save money and get the fuck out. 5 years? Do I have to commit to that, or we just keep going? Uh, you
That's
know,
literally what it is, though. It's just like, like I've been on some interviews and they'd be like, "Well, where do you think you'll be in 5 years?" I'm like, I don't know where I'm going to be in 5 years.
right.
Like,
Mhm.
maybe I will hopefully be working for you. And I don't know if you know this, Keith, but now they have you have to know the star and car methods. Do you know this?
What? No.
Yeah, this
What
is
is
something you have to
that?
like when you interview for jobs now, you have to prepare yourself by doing the star method, which is situation, task, action, result. You have to like line this all up, like based on the information they give you for the job info. You're like, great, it's a program coordinator. So if it's for those times when they ask you name a time, like name a time when you disagreed with
Hmm.
someone and had to learn how to handle it. So it's like, here's the situation, here was the task I was given, here's the action I did, here was the result. And it's like
Okay.
I hate all of this with a passion. I think
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
stupid and life is short and we're all gonna die. So I don't really want to do any of that. So
I'm a go-getter and I can lead a group. I mean, not like an asshole. I mean, I can
yeah,
also
Yeah.
bow and blow you.
right.
I remember like when I would, go for work and whatever they said, when you're desperate, whatever they said didn't sound too bad. You're gonna come in early, leave late, and spit on my balls every Tuesday. I don't see why I'd have a problem with that, even though I showed up in a suit. Absolutely.
That's what it is. I'm just like, whatever you want me to do, I'll do. I could do that too. I can do that also. And it's like you feel like such a less of a person. It's all degrading. It's just but I don't know, like unless you have millions of dollars, you can't really,
Sure.
be like, I don't want to do this and you have no autonomy really. So
The I
It is. It is amazing, Keith, when you said like what controversial things is Ian gonna say,
Right.
I was thinking of like the worst things, but then what
Sure.
Ian said of like being like, man, healthcare sucks, the workplace
Right.
sucks. It's fascinating to remember like what is actually controversial versus like what people pretend is controversial. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Of like it is probably pretty controversial. And Ian is very smart this way of like being like, yeah, I feel these things, I will say these things, but maybe like keep it hid if I'm like, the corporate world's not that great. Because I've been saying it to every microphone very loudly how much I
Right.
disagree with corporate America. And wow, it's shocking how few job opportunities are asking me for job interviews.
Yeah,
Because
but I've been hiding it and getting nothing, so it doesn't
that's
even matter.
true.
It doesn't even
Maybe
matter.
they just don't like us at all.
And then
Yeah,
people can't search me for comedy because they don't know my last name. I'm stuck in a weird
Yeah.
place.
yeah, yeah.
Is it
Really
also
shouldn't have
like,
deleted my last name. That was a bad idea.
do
Yeah.
you try to go
Yeah.
for like different jobs? Maybe you don't get them, and then you look at buddies or people you meet for half a second. It's like, but how do you have one? How does
Mm.
everybody I know
Yeah.
seem to have one? I had a friend named Chris, and he was at my place. This is years ago, but it was this fucking decade. He used my mouse, grown adult, used my mouse and actually banged the mouse to double click it, like banged it on the desk, like the woman from
Hmm.
Point of No Return, figuring out life. And I'm like, how did? But I know where you work. How? How? Because
Wow.
you knew stars. But I'm not. But I'm out there struggling a little bit. Okay, all right. I remember getting a trying for a receptionist job.
Hmm.
Mm.
And I was brand new to New York, and they're like, "Do you have 5 years New York City phone experience?" I'm like, "Oh, how do I tell them? I don't want them to let them know I use a country phone. Now I'm in the big city, so do I have city phone experience?" And I go, "Actually, 10 years New York City phone experience." They're like, "Oh, they're
Oh.
impressed." Then the phone rang.
Oh God.
It's obviously planned, and the
Yeah.
guy goes, "Oh, would you mind trying to pick that up?" I'm like, okay, I think I'm gonna be all right. I pick it up. Yeehaw! Woo! And I'm like, oh shit, sorry, I lied. I just moved to New York. Click, and then but yes, it is a little. Do you know how to? What was one? Do you know how to use a filing cabinet? Do you know how to
Mm.
organize? What goes under what folder alphabetically? I'm like, come on. And I had to put a tie on.
Yeah.
It just reminds me also, I had like a phone interview with Good Housekeeping like 10 years ago. And they really asked me just point blank, like, why do you want to work for Good Housekeeping? And I was like, I came all the bullshit answer came in my head and I just had nothing. And I was like, I don't know. I was like, I didn't,
Right.
I just completely blanked. They're like, all right, well, maybe we should, circle back another time or something. I was like,
Another
all right.
time.
Yeah. It was like, okay, that sounds good. Yeah.
It should
That
be
is
like
the
a
part.
Groundhog Day, but it's
Yeah.
passing an interview.
Yeah.
That is the part I kind of resent the most about job interviews is this like swear your fealty to this employee
Right.
or this employment. And it's like, do you not remember how life works? I need
Right.
currency to pay for food and housing.
Why do you want
So
to
it's,
work here? Just the energy of
yeah,
this
Yeah.
grocery store really calls to me. And then to see the
yeah.
joy on people's faces when they save $1 on sale, that brings me such happiness.
I swear fealty to the e-commerce business. E-commerce is the most important thing.
Right.
I'm so like wedded to the purpose. It's like, no, I have bills to pay. I have debt to get out of.
Why
Give
do you
me
want to work for good housekeeping? Well, first of all, why? That's a silly question. But anyway, I
Obvious.
love helping women organize pantries or men or others.
Yeah.
Yes, correct. We all
All
have pantries.
and animals, humans and animals, everyone.
Right. Doesn't bother
And
me.
the I know a few of the folks at Good Housekeeping, and they're all great, but none of them probably can feel like nobody went to Good Housekeeping being like, "This is my mission in life."
Right.
They was like, "This is my rent money. This is my 9 to 5 that will pay for the rest of the stuff I do out of work."
I'd rather
It's
not have to work for Home and Gardens, but if I
yeah,
have to, I will. But you're my number one choice. Good
It's
right.
housekeeping.
it's really
Yes.
hard also because I had a friend who got me an interview at a company and the interview actually went well over Zoom. She's like, "This is great. Oh, by the way, though, I got a text from my manager that you need to know this very random software that I've never
Mm.
heard of. And she's like, "Do you know this?" I was like, "No, but I can learn." They're like, "No,
Yeah.
sorry, we need someone who knows it already." I'm like,
I would go for so many waiter jobs, and and like I remember one place, they said, "Do you know what?" First they started with, "You know what 86 means?" I was like, yeah, okay. Then then they go, "Do you know what's in Alfredo sauce, whatever?" And so I say, and I forgot to say peas, and the guy goes, "There's peas in that." I'm like, "Oh, right, okay." He's like, "Yeah, I don't think I can hire you." I'm like, okay, but
That's
I
so
know that now. But
stupid.
apparently,
Yeah.
I'd learned it too
"Wow,
late. Doesn't You're going to tell me what's in all this shit anyway? You do it. You do
right."
things different. Now, I went for a clown job,
Mm.
and I it was this guy Silly Billy. I don't know if you saw the documentary Capturing the Freedmans.
Oh God, I remember
Ooh.
that. I remember the documentary. That was
So
very dark.
it's very
I
dark. It's about
I
kid
don't
fucking.
know where this story's gonna go.
That was
So they interview this clown, Silly Billy, and it's going to be the documentary was going to be about clown parties, and somehow this just comes out of his mouth. And he's like, "And my dad and my brother, they got arrested for fucking kids in the basement when then they were teaching computer school." And then the documentarian is like, "Yeah, I think we're done with the clown story. Let's get
Oh
into
my
that." And it
God.
was all a story about that. So anyway, Silly Billy isn't the kid fucker. It was the dad and the brother. But I happened to he was famous as a clown for kids parties in New York City, Silly Billy. And I go and he goes, "Okay, what will your clown name be?" And I go, I'm like, I didn't even think of that. But and I go, Flippy, because you do backflips. Yeah, sure. Okay, whatever. And do I have to prove that right now? I go Flippy. He goes, "You're gonna need two names as a clown." Like I'm silly, and he takes it so earnestly. It's like, for example,
Yeah.
I'm like, I see where this is going. I'm Silly Billy. What are you, Flippy what? And I'm like, Flippy Bippy. He's like, too late. You weren't ready with the two names. Come back when you have two names. Then I come back later. Hey, it's me, Flippy Bippy. Two names. Perfect. You figured it out. I'm like, what the fuck is this game?
I got lost. Is the clown who's talking to you a pedophile?
No.
Oh,
His
okay.
dad and brother were.
His dad and brother were. Okay,
Yes.
okay. So I
I don't
understand
work
now.
for pedophiles, and I say that at the job interview. I'm like, I'm sorry, but if you guys are into
Yeah.
pedophilia, I want no part of this.
right. That's my whole
Wow.
resume. Is that
Right.
Yeah.
all it says? Just
Things I'm not into.
yeah.
Fascism,
There's no work
pedophilia.
experience. Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you like? How do you work with others? I'm like, I don't want racism too much, but I'm not gonna rat
Mm.
out anybody. Everybody's sensitive now, but yeah, they should be in the right ways. But I don't know what you're up to. Oh God, can I just work here?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
there's that whole thing too of like being a team player. I'm like, look, I will work well with the team, but I also at my last job, I'm like, I kind of just want to be left alone as well. Like I
Right.
just don't
Mhm.
really want to talk to anybody, which is that's my own issue. I feel like Zach, you're probably better at that. You're better at like being talking with the team and
I don't know if I'm better, but I do my last job, actually, I would maybe most of my jobs, I run up against this where, yeah, obviously I'm like, I need a paycheck, I gotta pay for stuff. But there's always when I kind of like have a complaint or like an issue to raise of like, hey, this is not going well, or this team member is being a jerk and we were all being penalized in some way. Some boss will say to me like, well, you should really be grateful you have a job. And what they're saying is like, you should be grateful you have this job, and because we gave this job to you, we can treat you like shit. And I like just am so against that mentality in every fiber of my being. I can't I wish I could just kind of bury my head and be like, yep, all right, we're just gonna I am grateful and whatnot, but it just bothers me to like, do you know what I mean? Like to have
Yeah.
someone be like, I'm allowed to mistreat you and your coworkers, and I'm like, I don't think so. I think we're all people, and we should have like a common respect. It's just moronic. The
yeah.
like the level of boss. Have you had that? Like a boss be like, you should be grateful I mistreat you.
I've
Yeah,
had that attitude for sure.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no one's ever because they said that to you verbatim.
Yeah, they were like, you should be grateful. What was it? I think in my last
Because you came in too eager during your interview. Like, why do you want to work here? I don't know if to pay for things. Good to know.
yeah. I think my last job I had for like 7 years, and it happened a number of times where I would complain about something where like, oh, like a boss was being verbally was verbally harassing employees, or we weren't getting paid what we should be paid. And it was like, well, we're actually at a loss. And so I'd go in and I'd be like, hey, these are the issues. Like, you need to sort them out. And they would, rather than fix them, be like, well, you should just be grateful you have a job at all. And I'm like, no, why am I grateful that you're burying me in an open grave? Basically, it's such a weird American view of the workplace of like you got to be grateful to have your job and that's why I can step on you. It's like, no, that's what the money's for. The money is like I give you these hours of my day and my
Yeah.
creativity or whatever. Or if I'm a clown, I give you this. I give you two names,
Right, right, right.
and and then you give me money, and then that's it. Like I don't have to give you more of myself. I don't have to be like, and now you mistreat me. Thank you, daddy. Thank you, daddy.
Right.
Thank you, daddy.
And then sometimes you get those questions during the interview, like, can you multitask? And you're like, what? I had to come up with a star idea. And now you're asking, can I
Yeah.
Yeah.
multitask?
Wait,
And
let
who
me.
blows it? Not really. Just one thing at a time, please. But I get that one
hmm
thing done.
When they ask, can you multitask? What they're really saying is, we are bad at managing time and we're just going to throw everything at you and say, you got to
Gotcha,
get it
right.
done now. And you're like, that's not an emergency. It's whatever. Unless you're in a hospital, then you should be able to
You should.
multitask. If you're in the
Also,
pit,
it's
you got to
also
do a lot.
then it's the rounds of interviews because it's not just like one or two
Mhm.
interviews now. Now it's like seven, so it does feel like the playoffs or something. Where I'm like,
Right.
okay, great, I got through like the semifinals, now like the conference finals, now the finals, and it's like each one is it's just so much. I'm like, I can't keep impressing you, and the emotion now I'm like gonna get the higher and higher I go, the harder the crash is when I don't get the job.
Right. That is,
Yeah.
I don't know how old you guys are, but that is newish, right? Like when I was looking for
hmm
work, it was a resume and the interview. That was really
And that
it.
was it. Yeah. I'm
And I'd give an interview
35.
and they would say like oh, you want to sweep up elephant shit here. And I'm like
Yeah.
yeah, and they look at the resume, they go, but you went to medical school. And I'm like, oh, that's the wrong resume. Here's my sweeping up elephant shit resume. Sorry.
Where was that job?
Who knows? It was so long ago, who
Yeah,
knows?
like,
But
it was JP Morgan. Yeah,
yes. Yeah.
The bank,
You
not
should
the
have been here five
circus.
minutes earlier. We were going to make you CEO, but now there's nothing available. Oh, okay.
so many elephants here. It's just, yeah.
Right.
I
Yeah,
do
no.
think the rounds of interview is new. I remember in my 20s, the jobs I got was like you applied, you get maybe one interview, maybe a second if they're like, we're gonna give you the job. We just want to like meet you in person and make sure like you
You
don't
sure?
have any like demon energy on you.
Yes. Yes.
We want to just make sure you're not a vampire. Um, and that was it. But now it is like this like rigorous 6 or 7. Like we have to find the perfect candidate, which is silly. Like Keith, your example of the waiter, like
Hmm.
have you guys forgotten education can occur? Like just teach you that
Right.
peas are in the
Right.
sauce, and then you're a great waiter. Who cares?
Right. And like and you mentioned too like how old like so I'm 34, Zach, you're 35, right? So like
hmm
I also was like didn't picture myself at this place where I'm like, oh, I'm on unemployment and freelance writing for like
hmm
$21 an hour and like this is where and I'm like a lot of us are in this position, but it's like, oh, I thought I'd be somewhere totally different at this point in my life. So
Yeah.
What
that's
kind of freelance writing? Like, do you have to make word counts and you find out? Are you one of these
yeah.
people where I look up if SNL is new the next episode, and it says SNL has been an institution that is every Saturday night
You
since
are very
1975.
You're very close to being right. I used to do that actually. I used to do that. I used to work for Splitsider and all those random comedy sites. Now I do travel writing. So now I'm saying, here's why you should go to Buckeye Lake, Ohio. It's quaint and picturesque. That's all that. So
My
it's
grandma always appreciated a white sauce, and I'm like, motherfucker, are there peas in
hmm
it or not?
Yeah, that's all word count, ads, etc.
yeah,
Um,
it's absolutely word count. They said like I actually got a message from my boss that said, you didn't make the words per minute last 2 weeks. And I was like, oh, okay. They're like, yeah, normally you're good, but last week we noticed you did, and just a reminder. I was like, all right, thank you. And like they're paying me to do it, like I should be doing that, but I'm just like, what am I doing?
Do you
Where
find
am
yourself like writing worse or like this is
I? Oh,
written poorly because I'm
no,
adding bullshit?
that's a good question. No, the stress gets to me, and I'm like, fine, I'll do it better, and then out of spite, I just do it better. I tried it or tried. So it's pure
Right.
spite. Yeah, but You know, I
It's
work. Yeah, that's fine.
Is AI
an
taking away rating
economy.
work
Uh,
that you recognize?
that's what's weird with this job. They had to sign a contract that said we will not use AI. So this is
Okay,
they're
Oh,
very human focused right now. They like humans, which so no
that's
AI yet.
good.
Yeah, yeah.
right. How did you
It's a,
guys go ahead, Zach, please?
oh, I was just gonna say it's a very spiteful economy practice that the whole clicks and everything you're familiar with as well in the podcasting
Right.
world. But it's all I've once I got a media job, I stopped clicking on headlines and I was like, I don't want to support this because then
Right.
you're like whoever's social media editor is like everyone's clicking on the I can't even make up a dumb headline.
Well, even like
Dumb
a
headline here.
popular pop star died, and I'm like, I
Yeah.
doubt it, because that kind of would have been in the title though. When you want me to click
Yeah.
on it on my phone, you know?
Or I saw on oh, I don't remember. Some film blog was like, here's the correct order to watch the Star Trek movies. And I was like, I think it's just in the order they were released. But then the headline was like, am I wrong? And then I clicked it and it was like, so here's the order. I was like, yeah, it's the exact same order that the Star Trek movies were released.
I see the
Uh,
big thing is
and
speaking
it's like
of
3 pages long.
right, the ending to Fantastic Four explained, and I'm like, I bet you
hmm
it's not that deep. I
Yeah,
think I
but they
got it.
get you. They get you. I do click on them occasionally because I'm like, did I miss something? And I click
Right.
and I'm like, no, it's exactly what I thought it was.
What
Right.
you missed in the movie Sinners, you
Yeah.
see, white people stole black people's culture. I'm like, I think I got that. I think I
Yeah.
got that.
Just didn't
And
understand it.
yeah.
'Cause
Right.
I used to well, I used to write for Looper. That was the website you're literally talking about. It was all
Mm.
SEO optimized
hmm
headlines. And then one of the ones I talk about on stage is one of the headlines that they gave me was Sister Act 3, What We Know So Far.
What do we know, Ian? From the street?
She's a
Yeah.
nun, but no nonsense.
It's just that it wasn't happening yet. That was the main thing. It's like, wow, we really Sister Act, everyone's waiting for it. So
How did you guys find each other? That I see shows that you do together, mainly about unions and how we all
Mhm.
have to stand up for our rights, etc. How does that specifically? How do you find each other specifically on that topic?
yeah, like how did we come up with
Yeah,
like the
yeah.
show? Yeah, yeah, yeah. So well, because we had known each other already, and then so after I was laid off, I immediately was like, I'm gonna turn this into content because I'm angry and I need to get away from myself. And so I asked a few friends like Zach and a few other friends to do like a storytelling, just like at someone's apartment, just like a night of just sharing stories or whatever and giving feedback. And we did that and we started talking after and we were just talking about jobs and Zach was the leader of the union at Hearst and we started talking and I think Zach, you said like I'd love to do a show about unions, right? You said at one point.
Yeah, I like soft pitched Ian because I had been toying with it in my brain of like I want to do a storytelling show centered around work experiences. Because like right here, even now we like talked a little about work, but you could feel like the energy, the anger, and the
Hmm.
frustration. And I feel like it's very therapeutic for people to talk about what they go through at work rather than going home and kicking the garbage can
Right.
about some manager meeting they had. So I wanted to do a storytelling show featuring worker stories, and we would interview a union organizer for each show. And in between each story, Ian and I would try to educate the audience around their worker rights and what they can do to make their workplace more equitable and better for them. So
The show's called Workers' Comp, right?
yeah, because everyone deserves workers' comp for what they go through.
Right.
And so I kind of said it to Ian of like, hey, what would you think about this? And Ian was like, oh, that's amazing. And I went, oh, okay. And then the great thing about Ian is he creates community wherever he goes. Um, and and he called me or texted me the next day and said like, "Hey, I want to put that show on. I want to see that show." And it's all thanks like if it was just me, I would have been like, "That would be a good show." Anyway, back
Right.
to clicking on Looper articles and
What do
seeing, the order of the Star Wars films now. Um,
explaining people unions, for example, or what they're misinformed about? Does it ever get so frustrating because not only are you fighting a system that's against you so that the billionaires stay billionaires, people vote and work against their own interest.
mhm.
I'm picturing somebody in my head that's anti-union, and I'm like, I know your story, and you need this and should have it and get it. Why do I have to fight you to help you? Then I'm supposed to fight the other man. Like, I don't know how you guys keep going, quite frankly.
Uh, yeah, I mean, I'm on Lexapro now, so
Okay.
that helps.
Okay.
But yeah, to your question of like, how do I explain unions to people? Is I try to point out how much we as workers have in common in contrast to billionaires, because you're closer to being homeless than you are to being a billionaire
Right.
at most points in life. And I feel that unions are one of our big hmm, let me try to say this. Unions are one of the big organizing principles that gets our voices heard. Like you can complain all day at work about something, no one will get you on the phone. No one will talk to you. But if you say, "Hey, I'm forming a union," all of a sudden, all of the executive suites, they start listening to you. First to try to squash your union, but once you win your election, then they have to sit in the boardroom. You have to be there, they have to be there, and you got to say, "Hey, this is what you're doing wrong, and this is how you should fix it." And they have to bargain with you, and they have to make the workplace better. They're not going to do it out of the goodness of their heart. It's all about the mighty dollar. But,
Right.
our work and our time is and our solidarity. Like there are more of us than them, and it's time we stop kind of cowing in fear.
And
What?
Zach, you have a union from a previous job you had, like luckily healthcare for a couple years, right?
I now have healthcare through my fiance.
Okay.
We got that set up, but I am in a union for the next 2 years, so I have lawyers that I can call if I need help, and I have certain protections. And I led and co-led our union, the Hearst Union, through our first contract negotiation, and it's up. I think they're negotiating their second contract in December. Um, but it was wildly eye-opening to like go through all of that with the union and the company. It's one thing to like sit around and be like, "Ah, these rich people, they really don't care about us." And then to sit across a table from someone
Right.
and for them to be like, "We actually don't think we need to pay you that much." And it's like, "Oh, okay, thanks. Let's take a look at your office. It has rugs.
Right.
It has lighting and air conditioning. The office, the executive suite at Hearst, they literally have waiters bring food to the executives in their office. And on my floor, there's like an open air vent spewing
Right.
garbage onto the desks.
Is it is it do you find it amazing? Like again, where people voting against their own interest, like fighting against free healthcare. I mean, it's not
Mhm.
free, it's your fucking taxes, and we can afford that many times over. What the fuck is it because they're thinking they're gonna one day be the billionaire asshole and they don't want to give, is that what they're thinking? Like think about you right now,
Absolutely.
your health issues and how they should be taken care of through your taxes as opposed to
Hmm.
other bullshit your taxes are going to. You are paying, so use it.
Yeah, and I don't know, Keith, because I'm from Long Island. Are you also Long
I'm from
Island?
the country in Pittsburgh, close to Pittsburgh, Somerset,
Mm.
Pennsylvania, and these fucking hicks did nothing but vote against their own interest. I know them. I know that town. I know their families personally, and they don't need a demagogue.
Mm,
Mhm.
yeah. And Long Island's similar, where I know a few people who are very adamantly anti-union, like, why should I pay for somebody else's healthcare? Like, it's very much like, I don't, this is not my concern. Like, this is only about me. And the same thing with unions too. I have one person I know from Long Island who's very anti-union because he's like, yeah, with the union dues that they make you pay, like they're evil, they take advantage of you. Like, the unions are corrupt. Like, that was his
Right.
viewpoint. Unions suck, they're corrupt. And so I was
Yeah.
like, I don't know. I've never been in one, so I have no idea. I can't counter that. And I'm sure, Zach, you could probably say the
Well, they
opposite.
can't keep going either. That's a
Yeah.
secondhand opinion, a headline, and
Mm.
they just go with it. And how easy they could be manipulated by a billionaire. Like oh man, I can really use healthcare at my job.
Hmm.
Uh, you could? Why? Because you're a fucking baby? What? Babies need free healthcare and honest
Yeah.
working normal hours. And like, no, 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 I'm not a baby. I can be here all day long. I don't need healthcare. I'm not a fucking baby.
Mm.
Good
Right.
for you, not a baby. Good for you.
I'll say unions. obviously there is, I'm not going to say like all unions are great because unions are made up of people. And so
Right.
it depends on what people are in your union. I know of some, there's obviously a long line of union history where there's been some corruption and some not so great stuff, but like all in all, it's people. So if like you're there and you're participating, then you're going to be protected much better than by the billionaires. People don't, like you said, you both said so well of like everyone thinks they don't want to rock the boat because maybe they're next in line for a raise, but they're never going to give you a raise.
Right.
They'll only give you a raise if they have to give you a raise. And also shout out for if you're in Pittsburgh, shout out your newspaper isn't on like one of the longest strikes right now. The Pittsburgh Post-Gazette workers. I
Oh
think they're
yeah.
going on like maybe 3 year strike, just trying to get their basic health care and basic rights and stuff.
Yeah.
They've been
Wait till they
amazing.
realize people don't buy papers. They're like, we're ready to work again. Like, yeah, we figured it out without you. 3 years is a
Yeah.
long time to make us figure shit out.
The news, well, so that's also really interesting that I'm gonna get some details wrong. So for Keith and the girl listeners, Google search for this yourselves. But I feel like I heard that they created their own paper during the strike to like try to like
Mm.
get each other fed and whatnot. And that paper's been selling like better than the Pittsburgh Post Gazette. Like the union
Oh,
paper has
that's
been
funny.
selling because they know the people, because they care about the individuals. And that's what it comes down to. Like, do you care for one another? Great, join a union, help each other out.
When you have people fighting against free healthcare, it's like, well, it would never work because it's again, those are the billionaires who told you
Yeah,
why it would
yeah.
never work. But the system would be overrun, hospitals would be overrun. We know many people with health insurance. They don't go to the doctors because it's a pain in the
Hmm.
ass. Don't worry, people will still not be going just fine, and those who need to will be able to get in now. Ian was talking about Crohn's disease, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
This is the guy that can use some fucking health care. How much
Hmm.
without insurance is your medication?
Oh, I mean, I'm currently on Skyrizi and Rinvoq, two immunosuppressants. Skyrizi without insurance, I mean, that's upwards of $13,000 a month. I mean, it depends. It really
Hmm.
depends, but it's going to cost in that range, if not more. It's crazy. It's going to bankrupt most of us very quickly, and
Everybody's just gonna be walking around shitting their pants.
that's right. No, nobody needs that. That's right.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Some
And
people
it's
might like
within,
that, but yeah,
yeah, for that community, yes. It's
yeah,
within the best interest of everyone in this country for our medical needs to be met. Like, if Ian has the best care possible, then he could write 1,000 travel articles. If
yeah.
I get
Right.
my Lexapro and therapy covered, I will not yell at so many people who don't deserve to be yelled at. I will be so
Hmm.
not as depressed at parties. I will help the mood of a party go up rather than be like, "Hey guys, should we talk about capitalism?" It's not a real
Right.
bummer.
When you had Luigi from Mario Brothers, he shot the CEO of United Healthcare. You find out United Healthcare uh, far and away uh, doesn't address most of the claims, to the detriment of
Hmm.
human life, of course. Um, did you find yourself you have to play it cool like that is too bad? Or or it seemed like there was the one thing Americans can get behind.
Well,
I'm
it
kind of
was
surprised.
right. First of all, that morning when it happened, it was like 6:30 a.m. when I started seeing the news, and I was on the couch with our two cats that we have, and I was just with them, and I started getting texts being like, "Ian, are you home? Where are you?" And then talk about like, and then my anxiety got to me. I'm like, wait, am I home? Like, did I just do something that I didn't realize? Did I just like black out and go
Right.
somewhere?
Yeah.
So I was like,
I
okay,
texted
great.
Ian and said, "Do you need an alibi?
Yeah,
I will be your
exactly. That was
alibi."
yeah, one that was one of your texts. Yeah, that was, and I was like, wait, I'm home. I'm okay. I didn't do anything. But I was like, yeah,
Yeah.
but it was really interesting seeing the reaction where everyone, like universally, no matter what side you're on politically, it was just like, oh, we all hate the healthcare system and how health insurance is run. For them, like 95% of us, I would say, besides the 5% who are like
Hmm.
siding with the billionaires or how these, but and even now I see people investing in United Healthcare stock, and I'm just like, come on, like I
Right.
don't know, whatever. But yeah, so it's weird. It's that was one of the first times I saw people pretty much getting together being like, yeah, we need to fix this. But then I
Hmm.
knew that was going to happen. It was sparking up, and then within a few months it just died down, and no one's people are still talking about it, but not as much. And it's just like, okay, great, and nothing really
Right.
changed. I mean, I guess United Healthcare did get face some scrutiny over that, so that actually did help. But Aetna, Cigna,
Hmm.
they're not much different. So
And look at like what happened after that murder. Like the governor and politicians very quickly were like, we're getting a hotline together for billionaires who might be in
Right.
trouble. Like the
Mhm.
billionaires got so much protection immediately.
Right.
One CEO gets murdered, all the attention and care like is provided for them. We have how many school shootings and nothing for kids, nothing for anyone. The government doesn't protect people, the government protects itself.
I know Luigi Mangione is going saying he's not guilty, and
Mhm.
I saw the footage like we all did. Seems a little guilty. What do we know what his angle is yet? Like, is it because the healthcare's so fucking nuts? My brain went nuts, and I'm not really guilty. The system's guilty. Like, how do you go not guilty? You did it. I saw it.
I mean, ethically speaking, what is guilt? Maybe that's the angle.
Okay, sure,
Like,
go for anything. I don't give a fuck.
like I was interviewed by like a man on the street, kind of someone put a microphone in my face and was like, "Do you support murder of CEOs, or do you think what he did was right?"
Right.
And I found the question very interesting because, like you said, United Healthcare denies claims left and right for no
Yes.
reason. So I think I said like I find it very interesting how the question of murder only comes up when a CEO gets killed and not when
Right.
a CEO kills thousands of people for denying care and coverage.
That's
I
when you
find
go,
that,
do we have to talk about gun control now? Right.
yeah, yeah. Like
Is now the
when do we
time?
get to shift the conversation from
Right.
thoughts and prayers to actual action?
Right.
Oh, it's when rich people get harmed. Uh,
Yeah.
Yeah, no, and I still find all of it very strange. Just when he was caught in that burger, what was it Burger King?
Yeah.
Thought,
Of all
and they're
things.
like they had his journal, but like someone's like, but someone planted the journal on him. And I'm like,
yeah.
I'm not trying to buy into the conspiracy stuff, but I'm like, I
Right.
don't understand exactly what happened here.
There's
Um,
also the unibrow theory. Like in
Mhm.
the photo they were putting forward or the security footage, like he didn't have a unibrow, but now he does have a unibrow. And it's like, did he grow a unibrow in 3 days? My
Yeah.
guys, what are we doing here? Is this the same
He's
guy or is
very
this
Italian. Okay.
yeah. Oh, I
The
mean his
real
name's
deal.
Luigi.
Yeah.
Like
Come
maybe
on.
he can grow it.
Who is that? Who,
Um
by the way, who's that bitch that turned him in at a Burger King? Who fucking
Yeah,
makes a
right,
phone call and goes,
right.
I have him.
mhm.
Never mind. By the way, they called the wrong number. They wanted the
Yeah.
reward and they called like regular 911. And so these cops are fucking, that whole system's fucking weird and corrupt. And it's like, yeah, you didn't call the right number. Anyway, thanks.
Yeah, yeah, no, exactly,
Really?
exactly. They didn't. She didn't get the reward, and this is just a side.
Mhm.
I saw this too with Elon Musk. Remember when Elon Musk was going to give $1 million to the people that didn't
Mhm.
get the $1 million?
Yeah.
Like they keep all these people keep falling for these promises. Like if you help us, we're going to give you money, and then
Yeah.
like you know what? Never mind, we're not going to give you money.
These people who turn in this person who turned in Luigi never watched Spider-Man 2 because we all learned the lesson from the subway scene of like, I didn't see nothing. That guy's a
That's
hero. We're
right.
good.
Yeah.
Put his
Yeah.
mask back on. We got you.
Well,
All
speaking
those
of
like
Speaking of
quintessential.
Fantastic Four, where I don't know if you saw it, but the whole city gets together to,
Yeah.
conserve electricity for Fantastic Four to use it on some gadget. So everybody, first of all, I don't know what fucking New York City they're in, because in mine,
Alternate
everybody doesn't work
universe.
together to lower their fucking air conditioner during the summer. Okay,
Yeah,
it's
they're
like
in universe 1 3 something or whatever.
yeah, that one's
Very
bullshit.
where
That was
they
the most
have
unbelievable thing, where everybody's working together in a city. If you have a shovel, blah blah blah. Okay.
It's also
that
just
was
funny because I keep seeing things where people are like, people in New York City, like they may not be nice, but they're kind. And I'm like, that's not true. Like, it's like that's not the people are just they were all terrible here. It's not, yeah.
What I'm gonna call and you little bitch. I also for a job I could never like how desperate do you find yourself being in like I don't want to fucking sell out, but what if my job was to be a to work for one of these companies that deny claims. I have
No,
to be the asshole. Would you do that?
no,
Would you
I can 100% like I can 100% say I would not do that. I know I would not do that, but it's a really good question because there are times where I'm like, oh, there's money being thrown in my face. Would I take this? And there have been times where it hasn't. Anytime that has to do with denying claims, that's just like a no, 100%. But I've
but they
been
pay a company, whatever you're picturing, wants to pay you to be a scab. Can you do it?
for denying claims
For anything.
to pay me.
like crossing a picket line. Would you
Yeah.
cross a picket line?
I I would say no. Depends. I'm curious what company this would be. If it's like,
Your
uh,
job is to go around the city and slice those giant inflatable rats that tell people
oh
that
wow, that's pretty
there's a
straight. That's
That's
pretty.
brutal.
I was gonna say if it was like I'm trying to think of an example where I would cross a picket line. I think I wouldn't do that. Zach, would you do that?
I wouldn't stab Scabby. Scabby's my best friend. I
oh,
Yeah.
love
that's his name.
Scabby.
That's the rat's name,
Yeah,
Scabby.
shout out Scabby. I love seeing you. I dap you up every time. I did apply to work for the mayor's office and I got rejected, which makes sense.
I mean,
But I would do that.
yeah,
That's my line.
after I did a show that got some press coverage, and after it got press coverage, a venture capital firm reached out to me to be like, "Hey,
Oh,
do you want to make
yeah.
comedy content for me?" And I'm like, "I don't know how I feel about this," but like that was an example of like, "Nah, I don't know. I need money though." Like venture capital has money, and so I worked with them for like 4 months to put together a pitch deck, and then they just ghosted me. And I was like,
Mm,
that tracks for venture capital. I was just like, okay, never mind. But so that was an example where I was like, you know what, I would consider this, but um. Yeah, yeah. So I don't know. I gotta be presented with these
sure,
situations.
sure.
I do think there is I find this I don't know what it is in my brain that told me I could do this. Maybe it's some kind of white privilege or something, but I have had jobs where I have told them like, "Hey, I'm not doing that because that crosses an ethical line for me." I'm trying to remember. Oh, there was one of like editing a video advertising like the new Chick-fil-A sandwich.
Hmm.
And I was like, "Hey, I'm not doing that. This is hate monger food. Like
Right,
we know where the money goes, and it's hate mongering, and I'm not doing that." I think there was another that was in the early stages of the Barclay Center getting pulled together back in like 2011 or 12. I'm not sure.
right.
I know, I think it was around then. And they were like, we're gonna do a video promoting this as being really good for the neighborhood. And I got into a like shouting art. My boss was yelling at me because I was saying, I'm not gonna edit that. I don't think the Barclay Center is good for the neighborhood. It's gentrification and it's driving homeless people and
Right.
shelters out of business. And she was yelling at me, and I was like 21, 22, and she's like, "You're gonna have to learn someday that like to be in this business and to be an adult is to do things you don't like." And I was like, "I don't." I think I said something like, "I disagree, and I will find out on my own." But
And
let's
also, if
start
it's
here.
against my fucking soul, it's not like
Yeah,
I just don't like it. And do you ever find
yeah.
yourself doing this? Because I do. Um, like, let's say, I don't know how people play Michael Jackson music at weddings, and then somebody will say, well, if you look into everybody has something going. I'm like, some things are fucking clear.
But yeah, if you
I'm
know
not
it.
looking up was this person a pedophile? I'm looking at one we all know, I believe. I
Hmm.
certainly do know. So how do you play dumb? But then also there's some things you don't want to have to boycott for yourself. So if you just get a shred of it's actually okay,
Hmm.
you can convince yourself it is. Like for example, Chick-fil-A, and the chickens are so fucking good because they feed the chickens verses from the Bible,
They do a
and I
spice.
didn't know homophobic chickens were so fucking good, but
Yeah.
but then I heard like the CEO either died or backed down or whatever, and he was the one making the rules and sending money to anti-gay whatever the fucks. And I'm like, okay, I guess that's fine then. Okay, I remember the iPhone. Without exaggeration, I'm reading
Hmm.
a reporter went overseas, went over wherever the fuck, saw these kids, in sweatshops making these iPhones, and I'm like, I don't think I can use an iPhone, but I need a
Hmm.
smartphone. But I know they're all being made by kids if one of them is. So
Hmm.
should I join a fucking commune? I don't think I'm exaggerating. And then he was obviously paid off. But this reporter came out and said that he lied and he made that up and he never saw kids making phones. And I'm
Oh,
like, and we're back, done.
yeah. Yeah, it's true. I'm remembering like some bands in like the indie rock scenes and whatnot where there were like some sexual assault allegations or like some verbal assault or things like that. And they'll like, ooh, I don't know. Can I still follow this band? And you'd wait till like they put out the statement to be like, okay, that kind of sounds like maybe it's,
Right.
but you're like, it's dangerous territory. You kind of have to believe the victims
Sure.
until some other new shit comes to light. But there's like, that phrase that gets twisted all over the place, like no ethical consumption under capitalism, which
Mm,
people often use to be like, I could just do whatever. And it's like, no, you have to critically think. You have
right.
to like like you're a great example of like, yeah, I have to have a phone, but I don't have to like I don't have to like, be like Elon Musk, the best guy.
Right.
Steve Jobs, what an amazing man. Let me put him on a pedestal. You can be like, these people suck. I need this infrastructure. That's it.
You mentioned your fiance is are, are you dating Ian?
Yes, I also have a fiance.
Oh,
Yeah.
You
congrats.
both have fiancés.
You're a human being now.
Yeah.
Are
Her
your
last
part
name. She doesn't have a last name either.
No,
it worked
yeah,
out?
no last names.
Yeah.
Are your partners political like you are?
Yes. Yeah,
Mm.
yeah. Sometimes, yeah. I think she's sometimes better than me, or more often better than me about a lot of this stuff where I'm like, I think I'll buy from Amazon or I'll do this. And she's more like, nah, don't do that. And I'm like, I know
Mm.
I shouldn't. So yeah, she's definitely
I
better.
don't think she should be. If you want to shop Amazon because you don't think you didn't hear the news, why is she? Who is she to fucking tell you? Like,
Yeah.
let you do your thing, not know any better.
Yeah,
It's
Ian,
like
what
it's
what
if
has Amazon done? I haven't heard anything.
my dad would tell me all these things that are sins when I was a kid. I was
Yeah.
like, if you didn't tell me, I
Mm.
could do those things and wouldn't be a sin because I never knew.
Yeah.
Mm.
Why you adding all this extra shit to it?
Yes. I just on that note,
That's a
my
good
dad
point.
told me, when I was growing up, my dad told me we're Jewish, by the way, if that's not clear, even though there's no last name. My dad would tell me that marrying not Jewish was finishing what Hitler started.
Oh wow.
Whoa,
So
brutal.
so I was like, oh God, I'm finishing. That's talk about sin. Like I'm finishing what that guy started. If I
Wow.
You're
marry
just like
not
Hitler.
Jewish.
It,
Yeah,
it
I'm just like Hitler.
it's just like
That's,
one of
that's
those
good.
movies where
This is a really good soundbite, by the way.
right?
Yeah, that's a
Like,
great.
you know
Cut
what?
it, post it.
I'm getting rid of my last name. The do you and your family Ian is there a lot of talk about the war in Gaza? Does that get
Oh
heated?
God, there not anymore.
No last name. You gotta say it.
I oh God, that's a little bit, but then it was very clear like this should not be talked about because we are
Mm,
yeah, like we kind of started and it was like, you know what? This person's not going to see my perspective. I grew up with this other perspective. This isn't going to be good for anything.
Right.
So yes, there was some talk, but that kind of stopped. So
yeah.
Are you? I picture you like at the family dinner table or something, and you're just like, it is seeming a little excessive.
that's I there have been times I've wanted to do that. I've been like Israel Palestine, just let's talk about it. But yeah, no, yeah, because yeah, I mean, growing up, there was a very one-sided thought process.
Mm,
I'm like, it would be good to at least, branch out a bit and try to learn a bit more rather than being like, this one side is right about everything all the time. So,
yeah.
15 children and medical staff. Well, that helps one
Yeah.
side. Excuse
A
me. Excuse
Hamas
me.
camera. Oh, excuse me.
yeah, yeah.
The CDC has left leaderless. Is left leaderless after Director Dr. Susan Monterez was ousted by the White House yesterday. Although she had only been working at the CDC since July 31st of this year, it's the end of August now. She was not, quote, not aligned with the president's agenda of making America healthy again, said a White House spokesperson. They weren't into it. This nerd that
Odd.
just studies diseases to help us all
Yeah.
survive just couldn't play along with it's almost like when I was talking about the Smithsonian and how Trump's administration is saying you can't have things in there that are divisive or
Mhm.
show that we were oppressive, slavery, this kind of thing, genocide. That really bums people out. You have to take this shit out. It's like these people that work at the Smithsonian, they're not they're not trying to find a certain liberal side. They are nerds about history that even if it confuses people, they'll show all sides to everything. Do you know what I mean? And
Mhm.
he's got to go now. You're not on board with my health agenda. She's a fucking goddamn scientist.
Right.
Yeah.
That she doesn't have her own agenda. She doesn't have a liberal slant to fucking
Right.
the measles.
It's facts.
facts.
It's not really
Right. And it's like,
controversy.
and even during COVID, I was just like, I don't understand. Like, I mean, obviously this gets very, divisive, but I was which is like I'm usually approach things with caution, and I feel like just approaching things with caution like this, even if it's slightly extreme, it's killing people. I feel like approaching it with some caution, it's not
Right.
the worst thing,
Hmm.
other than being like, you know what, forget it. It's like there were like even around Brooklyn, there were yeah, like even like the all right, some of the Orthodox community was very like COVID's over within like a month. And I was
Whoa.
just like, it's not, and I'm immunocompromised. So let's and a lot of the joggers in Prospect Park also were just like breathing heavily on back
Hmm.
then. I was just like, can we just like try to be cautious? I don't know. And so everything now with I saw like RFK is like we have the reason for autism is going to be announced in September. We're going to make announcements for why autism happens. Like, okay, I'm sure that's going to be like
Yeah.
incredibly accurate.
We have 2 more days
Yeah.
Yeah.
for him to fix autism,
Yeah, right.
but he
Ian
knows it
is
wasn't the. What's
Ian
that?
is no last naming,
Yeah.
talking openly about the Orthodox community in front of Goyish company. This is very,
This is what I was
very,
hoping.
very Michigasi. I like this is the controversy. We're gonna talk
This is the
about the Jewish
controversy.
community like like we do in
Not
private, but in public.
generalizing. Yeah, not all Jews.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
have to
yeah.
assume.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
I remember, the right wing as opposed to left complaining about the masks. Like, these masks, I can't breathe. I can't breathe in there.
Mm,
Meanwhile, you're the first one to be like, and I gladly stand up next to you.
mm,
Oh, this mask coats my ear woes.
yeah.
Oh my goodness,
Yeah.
it's hard to breathe here. Well, wait till you figure out the humidity in Afghanistan, all right? Tough
Yeah.
guy. Okay. All
It's a
right.
real lack of or not lack, but like a bizarre uh set of like values or like
Right.
what do we care about the most? Like
Right.
you think about your day of like,
Not
hey, I have
not each
12
other.
hours.
Yeah.
Yeah, love each other, like take care of each other. Whereas like the priorities of these right-wing people is not that. It's like I don't know what it is, but it's certainly not like let's keep each other okay. And that's how you
Right.
get this kind of shit. It's
It's basically
crazy.
just like let me do everything that I want to do all the time. And if you try and stop
Yeah.
me, like you're a communist if you try and stop me.
Yeah.
Right.
How dare you care for people? That's really what it boils down to. It's like, sorry, I like being alive.
Right. Uh,
Sorry, I'm not miserable like you are.
sorry, I didn't get the vaccination and I'm still alive. How did that happen? I'm like, oh my God,
Yeah.
and you have kids.
Yeah. There's something happened where people stopped really thinking critically.
I know
Um,
you've been nannying kids,
yeah.
Zach. Do you have what are the ages that you have going on right now?
I nanny two kids. One is 18 or 19 months old, and the other
Okay.
is about 14 months old.
Do you find yourself teaching them the ways of the world to be better people, or are they too young? Can you not help
I
yourself?
I cannot help myself. I'm like gripped with the purpose of creating more red diaper babies. um,
What's that mean?
uh, oh, red diaper babies is what the kids of communists were called.
Okay.
Like back in the 50s or 60s, you'd go to like Jewish summer camp or socialist summer camp, and you'd be like, "Yep, this is us and all the red diaper babies
Ah,
who are being taught to take care of one another."
right.
So yeah, I can't help it. Like all the like playlists I have of music is not really like Raffi or anything or whatever the kids
Right.
pop. It's like Pete Seeger. It's I'm putting Phil Oakes in their ears and Joan
Ch-
Baez.
Trump shows up on the TV with the parents, and the
Mhm.
kids like, "Boo!" And it's like, "Who the
Yeah.
fuck is? Where are
Who
you?"
taught him this? I used to
Um.
have a job as a well, my first job as like a 13-year-old was working at the Brooklyn Botanic Gardens in the
Okay.
kids camp for where the kids would go for the summer. And we would do like a little like lesson where it'd be like, okay, everyone pick your vegetables from your garden. Wow, okay, so like Casey has 5 carrots, but like Billy has only 2 carrots, but Billy has more cucumbers. What if we pooled our resources so everyone could have a fair share? And the
Right.
kid would be like, wow, that's great. What is this called? And I was like, the best way to live.
Right.
We
Humanity,
can't
it's
call it,
called.
yeah, we can't call it what it is, which is communism.
Right.
But it is the best way to be.
According to people familiar with the CDC situation, Monera's recently clashed with the Secretary of Health, Robert F. Kennedy Jr., and his team over vaccine policies and personal matters. I guess we're allowed to make fun of his voice since he's a piece of shit, right?
Yeah.
Like, oh, you're the thing of health. Your head's bobbing. Something's going on where there that's not right. No,
Yeah.
what the fuck? You're in charge now of my health.
By the and
It's
I saw Cheryl Hines turned off her comments on Instagram.
good.
Mm.
You
Yes,
have to.
very often I've wanted to go to her, be like, please do something. You were in Curb Your Enthusiasm. You have
Yeah,
Right.
how could you
power
do
to do
this?
something.
How
Yeah,
can you
I
be a person? You were funny
love,
in Curb.
yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
I love hearing the stories of Larry David in the vicinity of RFK because he just
Yeah.
opens up like him on the show. Where he's like, "Who the fuck do you, how fucking dare you?"
Oh, the first
It's
of the
so
one of the new
funny.
seasons, whether it was this new season or one before it, he starts with the MAGA hat, and he's making fun of the MAGA
Yeah.
hat, and it makes you look like a tough guy. So he sells that and wears
Uh-huh.
it for a minute, and it's obviously making fun of the whole thing. And it's Cheryl like, I hear you,
Yeah.
like, oh,
RFK, the wrong Kennedy died. It should have been him.
hmm you're in charge of. You know what? And what's weird is that when you pick your side and how you have to stick with it, meaning the right now has to pretend that they always loved Kid Rock. They have to pretend that in Somerset, Pennsylvania, they would rock and roll to YMCA because I don't remember any of you assholes hearing that song.
Right.
Yeah. They
Right. Kid Rock and then also Scott Baio.
Oh, yeah,
hmm
Did they watch Charles in Charge and
they only watched
Yeah.
Joni Loves Chachi, but
right,
just the Chachi parts.
the one
Dean
season?
Kane Superman is our best
Oh, I
Superman.
always loved Dean Cain. Oh, you did, huh?
Yeah. It
That
is
was
funny how all their like the right wing art, like the films and whatnot, they always look terrible. Like that Dennis Quaid Ronald Reagan
yeah.
biopic, if you saw the trailer, I was
I
like,
know what you
wow,
mean. Yeah.
they just have no talent.
What is
That's
that? Why do you think that is? Like because if you are because that is a fact, I think. I think it's honestly a
Mhm.
fact that there's not opinion that the right in general are not the artists. Is it because being an artist means you're open so you can understand open humanity things like sex, gender,
Yeah.
etc. And so therefore that's the way you lean politically also?
Yeah, I think it's art requires empathy. Art is an empathy machine, basically.
Right.
Like everything. Ian's um does a masterful job of telling stories about like having Crohn's or his job or any other experience, and it makes people's faces open up and hearts explode.
Yep.
And like Keith, your podcast like gives people joy and like the practice of creating empathy is art. And right wingers, like we've said, don't really have it. They just have this
Right.
bizarre like I gotta tear shit down. I don't know what it is. Do they feel insecure? Are they afraid of something? Are they like afraid to confront, the their mortality and how this is all we have? Uh, it's
Yeah.
bizarre.
Yeah, I remember also being I don't know if this really fits, but being young and seeing, just modern art in the middle of the street, you know what I mean? A giant
Mm.
paper clip, whatever the fuck. I'm like, this is so stupid. And then I got older and I'd start passing some of these and I'm
Hmm.
like, and I'm not saying they made me think a certain way, but I'm like, we do need this.
Mm.
Even if
Mm.
it's just a giant blob of color,
Yeah.
this is important.
Yeah.
And I get it. And I can't explain it, but I get it.
I will say, Beck and I went to like some art museum and was it Beacon? Was it Dia? And like there was an exhibit that was just like a bunch of sand on the ground with like nails. And I was like, I don't think I like this though.
Right.
Yeah. That's
So
fine too.
everything except that, I think.
Yeah.
That was just garbage.
Yeah, that was
Just
People
New York
working
City
through
garbage.
stuff.
yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Do you
Following,
feel
go ahead,
I
Zach.
was gonna ask Keith and Ian, do you feel like you've had a cynical streak in life? Like did you have a few years where you were like, this is garbage, I'm above it, and did you grow out of it
When it
or
comes to art,
yeah, or anything? Like I feel like I growing up because I was so anxious adopted a cynical persona because I was like, I don't understand popular music, so I'm gonna pretend I'm above it. And then later I was like, no, no, Rihanna's great.
I don't know if this is the same, but I'm over people like
Yeah.
that. You guys fight the good fight. That we need you, and
Hmm.
thank you. But I'm not going to be able to help but
Yeah.
report on news in case I'm talking to a young me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But at the same time, when you got half the planet, half of America going for voting for Trump, what are we doing? So fuck you. You don't love yourself. You don't care. Okay. Okay. How to, even back in the simpler times when you had like what's that? Occupy Wall Street.
Yeah.
And
Right.
people are fighting against that, their own interest. And it's like,
Hmm.
then who gives a shit?
Right.
Yeah.
And it's funny when that was happening, I really didn't. I mean, I was in my 20s, but I was like, I didn't really
You're on
understand.
the side of Wall Street all of a sudden, normal person.
Yeah.
So I was siding with Wall Street, but I was just like, I was like, oh, what are they fighting against? I didn't actually understand. And then as you start getting older and you're like, oh, this country kind of hates all of
Hmm.
us. You're like, oh, okay, I sort of get it now. But it's also interesting you say that, like, I feel like in 10, 20 years, I'm like, I'm just tired. I don't know.
Hmm.
I'm already starting to get there. I'm just tired and I don't, yeah, it's a lot of work to keep trying to fight against nothing. I don't
Yeah.
know. Yeah.
They
Right.
grind you down. They grind you down.
Yeah.
And then you'll have the political people in power say a half nothing, and
Hmm.
then the civilian dummies make up what they probably meant, like they don't know how to talk for a fucking living,
Hmm.
and then they fight themselves. Following this woman's departure, three other high-level veteran agency officials resigned from the CDC. Quote, when CDC Director Susan Monterez refused to rubber stamp unscientific, reckless directives and fired dedicated health experts, she chose protecting the public over serving a political agenda, said her attorney said in a statement. Morale was already low at the agency due to mass layoffs in the spring and a deadly shooting at the CDC headquarters in Atlanta earlier this month. I wonder who riled up the shooter.
Mhm. Right. I always also wonder when that happens. I was like, is it better to just stay or is it better to leave in those instances where you're like, I can't take it anymore,
Yeah.
can't do this? Or isn't it
You
something
have to leave. You have to
have to
leave
leave?
because because you do want work.
Interesting.
Like, because when Trump's out, and let's say you'll be out for following Trump's policies, nobody's going to be like, I understand you had to whatever the fuck. Like, no, this
Right.
is what you guys say. No, I'm
Gotta go.
not able to work this from the inside. I don't
Hmm.
want to be, I don't want my name on this shit. I don't want to be associated with this. I have nothing to do with it. And hopefully the best people don't either because you can't work it from the inside.
Yeah.
What's her name from the Federal Reserve? Cook, I know, is staying because she's like,
Lisa
I'm gonna
Cook.
fight this. Yeah. And she's like, I want to stay and fight this. I was like, nice. So yeah. That's interesting.
I
There's
get
that
both.
yeah, there's that John Boyega film. Oh, I don't remember the name. I think it's like Red, White, and Blue or something on Amazon, where he's a cop and he's receiving lots of racism for being a cop or whatnot, but he's like, I can fix the system from the inside. And the whole film is the journey of like, no, you can't, buddy. Like some
Right.
systems are deep ingrained. So I like what you're saying, Keith, of like it's you can stay and try to fix it from the inside, but like it's a moldy house.
Right. And what are you doing? You're going to make vaccines on the side and sneak them into the population?
Yeah.
What can you do? If this is the policy, that's the fucking
Right,
policy
right.
for the next couple of years. And I don't want to be associated with murder. How about
Yeah.
that? The Trump administration is threatening to pull millions in federal funding from sex education programs for merely mentioning gender identity or transgender people. It's like the Smithsonian shit. Like you can't even bring up how is this dude now a woman to me? Yeah, you can't even talk about it. You can't even ask. Oh, okay, all right. A
There was
division of the.
some
Hmm?
there was some stat I saw where it showed like the breakdown in each state of the population that's trans, and it's like 0.2% for most states. And it's like
Right.
that's what this is about. You're against 0.2% of your population. There's not even that many trans people, and you're putting this much vitriol and venom.
But you can't
God,
even mention what gender is. I don't think people
yeah,
understand those are two different words, sex and gender. They're different words for a reason.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
always been for a reason. So now you can't even mention, you just have man, you have woman, and I don't need you fucking confusing things.
It's
But don't bring up what
I
the man's gender is. Just know he's a man.
yeah. I think the best response I saw to all like Trump being like, "We're gonna ban pronouns from the classroom." I'm like, great. So then everyone is they.
Right, right.
So so
Don't
you
get tricky. Don't get
yeah.
tricky.
So you can't
I'm also banning smart Alex.
you can't say man, you can't say woman then because those are pronouns, those are genders.
Right.
So it's everyone's they. Is that what we're looking for? I'm fine with that if that's what you need, Donald.
A division of the
Um,
Department of Health and Human Services told 40 states, 5 territories, and Washington, D.C., that they are, quote, now on notice. Federal funds will not be used to poison the minds of the next generation and advance dangerous ideological agendas. Acting Secretary Andrew Grattison said, although the federal government had already approved the curriculum before the funds were granted to the states or territories, the Administration for Children and Families, I hate when they trick you with these fucking names, right? You ever go voting and it's like, do you want to vote yes for working families? And then you look into it and it's like, oh, that means anti-gay.
Or
mm,
no child left behind.
Right.
yeah, exactly.
Many children were left
It
behind.
sounds good. Yeah.
The war
Administration.
on terror.
Yes. Oh, I'm actually pro terror. Administration for Children and Families later identified program materials that it said fell outside the scope of the state personal responsibility education program. The affected states and territories have 60 days to remove the inclusive language. But you can put more money into maybe, don't buy them books in schools, but buy them Bibles.
What happens if they don't?
If they don't get the funding, it doesn't sound like these schools are getting the funding as is, quite frankly. So,
Yeah. Like what a lot of these like Trump executive orders, that he'll like write them and put them out there and everyone's like, "Well, I guess we got to follow them." And I'm like, "But why?
right,
Who
right.
cares?"
This, of course, just happened. Speaking of transgender, because the rate's trying to make this the reason. There was a devastating shooting at Annunciation Catholic School in Minneapolis, claiming the lives of 2 children, 8 and 10, and injuring 17 others during morning mass. The suspect, 22-year-old Robin Westman, who identified as transgender, has nothing to do with this, opened fire in an attack classified as domestic terrorism and a hate crime against Catholics. Well, so first of all, when you say thoughts and prayers, they were literally praying. Okay, so that's
Yeah.
not really. If that doesn't stop bullets,
Hmm.
I don't know what the prayers after the fact are going to help do. Um,
Yeah. And,
yeah,
no, and I think the mayor, I think it was the mayor came out and was just
Hmm.
like, look, like this, prayers aren't enough to help this type of situation. And then someone on the right got really angry at him and was just like, what prayers aren't good? Like, now this guy's against prayers and thoughts and prayers. And it's just like, no, he's just saying like, we want to do more for the kids than just pray. Like there's more to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
right,
Nobody needs an automatic rifle in this day and age. What are you really doing with an automatic rifle?
right.
You
Hopefully not hunting because that's going to be some rough meat.
that's yeah, it doesn't
Oh,
even
geez,
help you.
another. Oh, phew. Did you
Yeah.
de-bullet this?
And I like that or I don't like, but I do, it is worth mentioning that they probably will, these right wing or more conservative folks will make a meal out of the shooter's gender
Oh,
identity,
absolutely. Of course, it's already
but
happening.
they never really do that for the plethora of white supremacists who
Right.
shot up
Right.
countless churches, synagogues, grocery stores. Somehow that never becomes a factor
And he
when
wrote on
this
AR
other.
magazines, "Fuck you, eat shit" is one of them. Then the F word for gay. Uh, yeah.
Did you
So
say AR magazine? Is that a like AR rifle magazine?
yeah, yeah.
AARP.
They have a magazine for
No,
guns?
no, no, no. Like bullets.
Yeah. Oh, they have a
Oh, like
magazine for
actually, yeah,
bullets.
like no, well, just yeah, like a gun magazine.
Oh, oh, okay, okay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I thought he was writing an editorial for a gun magazine. I was like, why do guns need their own
Right.
magazine?
Here's
They
what
definitely
one.
have that too.
6 million wasn't enough is written on
Wow.
a rifle.
Okay.
That could be
Oh,
about
that's for
anything.
us, Ian.
Yeah.
But
Uh,
why did he shoot up a church then?
I gotta show my.
Because isn't 6 million wasn't enough? That's a Holocaust reference.
Sure. Yeah.
I would think
But
so.
he shot up a
Maybe
church.
referencing like the Revolution. I don't know. American Revolution.
I don't think. I think it's always about Jews.
I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure. Yeah, I think that's pretty clear white supremacy language.
Yeah.
Six
Yeah.
million wasn't enough.
Right.
Yeah.
That's weird. Maybe he couldn't find a synagogue in Minneapolis.
It's just interesting that the rate is gonna, say this is because this is some kind of never mind. They're
Gender
gonna say
thing.
it's a gender thing, and they're gonna say that it's a mental disorder. Meanwhile, don't put any
Yeah.
money into that and to help or anything. But
No.
if you are picking like what side would you think this guy would be on? I don't know. Rating the F word and anti-Jews and all this on your magazines. Does it is there a certain side that might have riled them up? I mean, it's all guessing. Who the fuck
Yeah.
knows? JD Vance tweeted out, "We're at the White House monitoring the situation in Minneapolis." I go, "Yeah, how's it looking?
Right.
Yeah.
We're gonna monitor. Okay, how's that going?"
Uh,
And then, I was talking the other day about the Cracker Barrel logo being changed, and they took the cracker off of the logo. And then, like I'm saying, people have to pretend they love Kid Rock and all this shit. Yet they have to pretend that Cracker Barrel is a good restaurant. They're like, we would go there 4 times a day with the family, and their vegetable was rice pilaf. That's a solid vegetable. Their food was so good. They started acting like it's Michelin star level. This fucking restaurant. Like you don't. The gift shop is fun. The food is shit. Everything. Now you have to act like it's good. So anyway, people, I'm never eating there again because somehow this feels woke, even though I don't understand. They just took a fucking, everything's being made to look modern now, and it's kind of a sloppy logo. This guy in a chair with
Hmm.
his arm on a barrel, but everybody was so disgusted about it enough that they're bringing the cracker back. They are indeed not going to change the logo. Cracker Barrel says, as always, we listen, and you are clear with your fucking hate speech that the man needs to stay on the logo. So it's back.
I guess
Stay.
good
Got
publicity for them though. So maybe now a lot of people are gonna flock to Cracker Barrel.
maybe
Yeah. Business is gonna boom. And look at that. When we all organize
right,
and when we all
right. It could
put our
happen.
voices together, we get the Cracker Barrel logo back. Not the we don't get any automatic rifles out. We those have to stay. The children have to continue doing drills at schools for when a shooter arrives. But the Cracker Barrel, thank the Lord, we protected a Cracker Barrel.
There's tweets by the restaurant Steak and Shake that was saying, that was sticking up for Cracker Barrel. I don't know if they're under the same umbrella or it was just a play to attract more customers. This building
Yeah.
is talking to another, going, "This is crazy that other building changed their logo. This is Americana, heritage, not hate." And but I'm like, well, are you you're a restaurant? And so I think it was just to say, yeah, this is bullshit. Don't support Cracker Barrel. Come to
Yeah,
our
come to
restaurant,
us.
Steak and Shake. And now they put the logo back, the guy on the logo, and Steak and Shake has to act like it's good news. And they're probably like, fuck. Well,
Yeah.
I thought it was already done. Mr. President says Steak and Shake. Cracker Barrel heard you. Americans are grateful. Thank you for your attention in this matter, which is how Trump always ends his tweets. Trump said, "Congratulations, Cracker Barrel, on changing your logo back to what it was." And I always picture he's on the toilet. "All your fans very much appreciate it. Good luck into the future. Make lots of money. And most importantly, make your customers happy again." That was a tough 2 days. All right. Good for you.
That should be the focus. Yeah.
Right.
I think
I hear,
we're
you know what?
all old enough to remember when a president made a statement. You're like, "Ooh, the president's talking. We
Yes.
gotta listen a little." But to hear him being like, "I'm weighing in on a chain restaurant's logo," is like, my God, how far
Right.
we've fallen from the importance of this office to being like, this is just a crazy guy with dementia that we're just, nobody's decided to put in a nursing home yet.
You were talking about the left wing celebrity or right wing celebrities, the MAGA celebrities, and the Kevin Sorbo, Hercules, of course, is one,
Yeah.
and he had to go off. He tweeted out that he's a lifelong Vikings fan in football, but now there's a gay cheerleader making the rounds, a dude cheerleader that's gay, and he's like, and I cannot ever watch again. Like, okay, what does lifelong mean to you? But all right, this is really fucking throwing you, and you can never watch again. All right, you fucking weird, fucking weirdo.
These these are the softest people I have ever
Yes,
encountered. Like Trump's uh the amount of vitriol he puts out about like late night hosts making jokes about him.
Hmm.
And it's not even like that cruel a joke. It's just like a standard thing throughout history. Or Kevin Sorbo being like, "Oh no, someone with a different sexual orientation is on a football field.
And if it's
I
not that you're
will
going to be
never
tricked into
watch."
becoming gay, why do you give a fuck? I don't even watch the chicks dance and go fucking nice. That's weird
Yeah.
in and of itself.
Yeah, it's objectifying and weird that
Right.
we are still putting up with this.
And am I supposed to
But to be
masturbate in the stands? Like, what am I supposed to do?
like he just needs a
Hmm.
world that looks exactly like him at all times. It's so boring.
And but also, Kevin, when you type your shit, I don't know, man. Look something. It's like when Sydney Sweeney and it's like, oh, people don't like a white woman with nice tits. Like, no, the jeans ad was like, I have perfect jeans and my beautiful blue eyes and pale skin. It said it was very,
Nazis.
it was very strange. It was very fucking strange. But no, you didn't do any fucking research. Do you know that your boy Ronald Reagan was a male cheerleader? George W. Bush was a male cheerleader. Take a fucking second before you spew hate.
Yeah, that's another good point. There's a long history of men being cheerleaders. There's nothing wrong with it.
If
Yeah.
you're okay with
Uh,
cheerleaders, right?
Was Hercules a
just
great show?
Right. He's acting like the show was better than it was. Dean Cain is acting like his show was better than it was. Chachi's acting like his show was better than it was. You guys didn't make The Godfather. Calm the fuck down.
yeah. Xena was, I think, a better ratings hit than Hercules.
Xena,
Is
right?
my memory.
We would watch Monday Night Raw, and I remember they would just advertise Hercules. I'm like, I don't think I'm gonna watch that. But WWF was good.
It did not look good. I saw a few episodes of Hercules at a friend's house, and I was like, I genuinely don't understand what the plot is. He's big, he's muscly, he has to fight people. Why?
Right.
What is the action
Now I
here?
think he always started it.
Yeah, he just was like, they had a script, and he was like, "No, I charge it, guy," and I hit him. He looks
Right.
different.
Meanwhile, he's fighting like orcs and shit, but he's like, what are you supposed to be, human being? A man, a woman, a
Yeah.
what? Here's a fun little news story, speaking of sports, unrelated to the world burning. Bill Belichick is let's see, how old is our buddy Bill? 73 years old. His girlfriend now,
Who's Bill Belichick?
A
he was
Patriot,
the
former
coach. What's that, Ian?
the head coach of the Patriots.
Yes.
Still the head coach, right? Yeah.
Yeah, no, now he's playing for now he's coaching
Oh,
a college team,
the
Oh,
football
UNC.
one. The football
okay.
one.
Okay.
The footballs. So and his girlfriend, Jennifer Hudson, is 24. So the way the past works, she was obviously even younger whenever they met.
Girlfriend's name is Jennifer Hudson?
Wait, the actress?
Jordan
No, not-
Hudson. Jordan.
not Jordan.
Happens to
Okay.
be Jordan.
Different one.
That'd be crazy. That'd be interesting. Bill Belichick
That'd
and
be-
Jennifer Hudson. That's an
The star of Dreamgirls is dating Bill Belichick.
It'd be more appropriate.
that'd be interesting.
It would be more age appropriate, but I would
It would
love
bum
to be
me
a
out
fly
about
on the
Hudson.
wall.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would love to hear what those two had to talk about.
I'd like to hear what these ones have to talk about. 73 and 24.
That
And
is so many years. 30,
TCE
40,
Rates
50,
Management,
60,
a company
70.
owned by Belichick and managed by Jordan Hudson, his girlfriend, filed a trademark on Monday for the term gold digger. The company intends to sell jewelry and keychains made with the term, yeah, the couple, according to a filing in the United States Patent and Trademark Office, which is interesting that he paid for her trademark for gold digger. But what the fuck? What are you doing? Are you trying to own, like, people are guessing about your relationship and it's finally getting to you? And so it's like, you know what? I'm gonna trademark gold digger.
Yeah.
Is it like
Own
is
it.
it like being like, oh, I'm deplorable? I'll show you deplorable. I'm gonna
Mhm.
vote against my own interest if I'm a deplorable. Oh, I'm garbage for voting for Trump. I'm gonna wear garbage bags to the RNC. How about that? Is that what this is? Like owning gold digger?
fully embracing it, I guess.
Yeah.
Wow. Wait, what are they selling?
They plan to sell jewelry,
Oh,
so gold.
that makes more sense. Okay.
With like a shovel? Is there a shovel aspect for the digging part?
We could do that.
Yeah.
Let's workshop it together. What would your gold digger jewelry be? I would have like I would have a gold chain, but all the like the links are like fossils. And then the pendant is a shovel.
Okay, that's cute.
something with the 49ers were based on the 1849 gold rush,
Oh,
right?
Right.
There's something there I gotta figure out.
There's something there.
There's something with the
Gold
gold rush,
diggers.
yeah, or Charlie Chaplin.
Or you could do like a Treasure of Sierra Madre, like, oh, we're gold diggers, Humphrey Bogart and like Walter Houston type
She's
thing.
probably a big fan of Treasure Sierra Madre. She's
Oh,
probably a big fan of Humphrey
I
Bogart.
gotta believe, yeah.
Yeah,
I think
20
I
something. Love that.
I bet her
There's
emails.
gold.
I bet her emails easy to make up. I think you should apply, Ian.
Yeah, okay.
Ideas
All
now more than ever.
all the youth are watching Treasure of Sierra Madre at 24 hours a day, just trying to nail that monologue of the old guy being like, "Hey, hey, hey, there's gold in them hills."
Yeah. Walter Houston.
I think it's Walter Houston and his son John Houston directed.
Yeah.
Uh, Belichick and Hudson's relationship has been in the spotlight throughout the year, and reports stating that she was banned from UNC football facilities. Hudson interrupting an interview that Belichick gave CBS Sports, and public backlash over their ridiculous age. I saw part of this CBS Sports interview, and he's thinking they're only going to ask about him hosting a college team. Now we're going to see, was it really Tom Brady only? So yeah, there's a lot of pressure on him doing good with the college team, right? Yeah, it's probably Tom
Yeah.
Brady only.
Do you think it was only Tom Brady?
We're going to find out. But when Tom Brady left the Patriots and joined the Buccaneers, probably one of the worst teams at the time, and won a Super Bowl, it was probably Tom Brady.
That's
Wow.
But Bill Belichick won 2 Super Bowls as an assistant coach of the Giants.
All right. Well,
Wow, look at that.
Okay.
You guys know football. I only know Friday Night Lights. So unless there's Explosions in the Sky soundtrack behind it,
Right.
I've never followed it.
If it's not somebody not wanting to live their dad's life,
Hmm.
then I'm not into it.
Hmm.
Yeah, during this interview, they asked about the relationship also, but softball questions, no pun. And the interviewer says, "How did you two meet?" She's in the room, not on mic, but in the room.
Oh yeah.
And
Yeah.
she goes, "How did you two meet?" And she yells out, "We're not going there.
Right.
We're not
Oh.
going where? Like, let's say it's a humiliating story. It probably is because of the age difference.
Oh.
Make up something. You have nothing planned for how you two met. Such an
Right,
innocuous fucking question. It's not a trick. How do you meet?
But I'll say this, is that a very mature response from her because she's setting a boundary?
Ah.
That
could be it.
But he's the one on mic. He doesn't know how to set the boundary.
I
Yeah.
don't think he does. He seems outside of football. I don't know if he can set
Yeah.
boundaries.
Right.
He's not setting good boundaries. He's dating a 20-year-old. Like that's a emotional immaturity in and of itself.
Right.
But yeah, that's a good point, Ian. I kind of like this. What is her? Jennifer Hudson? I
Jordan
like Jennifer
Hudson.
Hudson.
Jordan
Hudson.
Let's say we say
Jordan
it's
and
Jennifer. Right.
I like Jordan. I'm on Jordan's side. Gold Diggers United.
North Carolina hired Belichick in December to be the team's next head coach. He won 6 Super Bowls as the head coach of the New England Patriots from 2000 to 2023. The Tar Heels are hoping to improve on last year's 6-7 record. So not big shoes to fill. All right. Well, I'll be following, I'm sure. But
He's doing the opposite of Coach Taylor of Friday Night Lights. Coach Taylor went from high school football with the Panthers, then to college. This guy's going from professional football to college. Isn't that a demotion?
But sometimes it can be very lucrative for some of these guys.
Oh,
maybe she goes to that college.
Ah,
The girlfriend.
Yeah, he wants to be closer.
Yeah.
yeah.
Is this kind of like Cuomo going from governor to trying to be mayor?
Right.
Like it's kind of a lateral move, sort of, but seems like a demotion.
Yeah, you're not good enough to be governor. We don't trust you. Okay.
Yeah.
Mayor?
Yeah, could
Yeah,
I
yeah,
have
I don't
more-
see a problem with that.
Could I have power?
Governor, you were hiding dead COVID bodies. But mayor, I bet you could do mayor.
Yeah. Let's let you loose.
I think that'd be fine. KeithAndTheGirl.com/VIP. It's every show we ever done. It's spin-off shows. We'll be doing a last week on Keith and the Girl, of course, talking about all the shows this week, behind the scenes with the Moros. So was Ian a problem? Was Zach a problem behind the scenes? We'll cover that. And of course, Kostaki the other day we'll cover. People are interested. He plays devil's advocate a lot when it comes to political issues. So we're trying to figure out where exactly he stands on things. Tim and Mike, of course, how the fuck that relationship works, I don't know, but good for them. We'll go into that. Newsy show Q&A. We pick a day like today, August 28th, and we go back the last 20 years of Keith and the Girls shows that we did that day and cover who the guest was, what happened, what was the political blah, blah, blah. Does history repeat itself? Spoiler, yes. What do we say that probably aren't words that are appropriate? That's a lot of fun. So VIP keeps things going. And I bring that up to say that people are digging episode number 2000 specifically because I
Oh,
brought up that I'm Keith and the Girls featured in this book, 101 podcasts that change how we listen. I'll be interviewing
wow.
the author, Sean, tomorrow. But in it, Keith and the Girls there, and Sean picks an episode that's one of his favorites, and his pick was show number 2000. This is back in 2014, which is a good number because we're at almost 4,000 episodes now.
Hmm.
It'd be weird if you went, you know what, number 12, fucking good.
Nailed it. Should have
So,
quit. Should
so I
have
like
quit.
it. I like it somewhere in the middle, but it's like a 3.5 hour episode, and the people are having fun with that. So KeithAndTheGirl.com, type in show number 2000, that little search bar, and you'll see it right away. Do me a favor, Zach, Ian, tell people what's doing. When can we see the next workers' comp show? And one more urgent push for people to start unions where they work.
Yeah, the next show we have it's actually on September 11th.
Never
Okay.
forget. Never forget.
Never forget. Yeah, never, and the show as well. Don't forget. It's Star Bar, right, Zach?
I think it's Star Bar.
Star Bar in Brooklyn.
We're so good at
At
promoting.
yeah, it's been a busy life. Yeah, September 11th at like 7 or 8 p.m.
Whenever's good for
Hmm.
you.
Yeah, whenever
You,
the
When we
audience.
show up, we'll
you,
show
you
up.
guys, you guys so don't want to be oppressive. You're like, just come when you come.
What do you want? It's gonna come at
Yeah.
6 a.m. It's fine. Yeah, it's not definitely not based on our non-knowledge of when the time is.
Yeah.
Um,
This is a tactic.
yeah. So it's we're gonna say 7 p.m. September 11th at Star Bar, and it's gonna be us doing a show called Workers' Comp where we talk about unions, talk about stories. It is a comedy show, so it will be fun. We're
Mhm.
gonna be very dramatic. Zach, what do you want to add?
I would say you can follow me on Instagram at Zach Lennon-Simon, all one word, and that will probably give you the most details of where to find the workers' comp shows in the future.
How do you
Um,
start one? How do you start a union? Like you just got to be the person that's bold and says behind the scenes, "Hey guys, we're not getting our health care. We're not getting fair hours.
mhm.
Not getting a fair wage. What do we do? You go to union.com. What happens next?"
Um, I think the beginning of any union is a conversation between you and your coworkers of saying, "Hey, we deserve better, and we can have better if we unite together." And that's it. That's the beginning of a union. Then you can like research and see like what major union you can associate with. So my job, we went
Hmm.
with the Writers Guild of America East.
Okay.
Shout out WGAE. Or you could go like Teamsters, UAW, any big union that has resources and things to help you with your thing. But it's all basically you and your coworkers. It's you saying, planting a flag in the floor and being like, "Hey, we're a union now, and you gotta do better by us."
Okay.
That's how you start. It's just one
There you go.
conversation. That's all it takes.
All right. And Ian is looking for work right now. You can he's feeling a little low, so you might
Yeah.
get him cheap. He will not he'll try not to sell out his soul too much.
It's true.
Yeah.
Not too much, but to some extent. And if you want to find out my last name, you can find it out at the Workers' Comp show
Oh,
on September 11th.
yeah.
So
$10.
yeah, it's $10, and
Don't say it.
I'll give you the first half of my last name.
The show is free, but Ian's last name is
Right.
$10.
Yeah,
$10 per letter. He really needs money.
yeah.
If somebody wanted to know, Ian, like what work are you looking for? Are you able
Oh,
to say?
thanks for asking.
Hmm.
You know, I don't even know what I'm good at anymore. I'm gonna say, yeah, I'll say producing work. That's what I'll say. Producing, writing work. That
Yeah.
type of work. And if you give me a job interview, that also will give you access to potentially my last name as well. So
Do you know how to file?
I can file digital
Oh,
and I was gonna say monogram. That's not the word. And analog.
Mm, analog.
I
oh,
can
Yeah.
analog file.
Oh,
He can file, he can analog, he can catalog, he can clock in, he can clock out. He
Yeah,
can do everything.
just clock in. I can clock in. I don't know
Oh,
how
he
to.
can't clock out. He
I don't
can't
know how to
clock
clock
out.
in. Yeah.
I
Non-negotiable.
I remember trying to apply for a CVS, the drugstore
Hmm.
once, and I gave her. They go, oh, I gave her. They were interested. Then I hand my resume, and they go, "Oh, a resume? No, actually, we're not looking for anybody." Like I was too fucking smart. No, 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 no resume.
Yeah.
I promise not to know where anything is in the store, and I promise to have an attitude if you want me to unlock the razors. Okay. Now, too late. Too late. I got it wrong.
Too
Okay.
late.
All right.
Oh.
What's the social medias people should know about?
At Zach Lennon-Simon, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
At Zach Lennon-Simon on most social medias. Um, Live Journal. People should know about Live Journal. We should bring back Live Journal. I
Yeah.
think that was the best one.
Live
So live
journal
journal, and you look up what?
or
I don't know. I just want people to have a live journal again. You said what are the social
Oh,
medias
I
people
see.
should
I
know
see.
about? And I
Okay.
was like, I think live journal. People should remember live journal exists. It was nice. Do you remember live journal? You just wrote your soul out there and nobody read it. It was great.
Net. I remember Net. I
Nobody
remember
read it.
Netscape,
Netscape was awesome. We should bring back those two.
Earthlink.
Earthlink was pretty good. I liked Earthlink.
Yeah. I have a GeoCities.
Oh, yeah, now we're talking.
Yeah.
We got to get the internet back. Now we're just on like three dumb social medias run by billionaires. We should go back to the old ones.
They're probably going to ask you more about Excel than these things you guys are naming, just so you know that. All
Yeah,
right.
this is a problem.
Yeah.
This is probably why we don't have jobs. So.
Yeah.
Guys, thank you so much for your time. Nice meeting you, Ian and
Thank
Zach.
you
I
so much,
appreciate
Keith.
it.
Thank you so
Yeah.
much. This was great.
Thanks for having us, Keith, and thanks for doing this show. It's a really good show you got.